Assalamu alaikum. So in this video, I wanted to give a visual representation of what the lunisolar Islamic calendar looks like compared to the strictly lunar calendar. One of my friends on the channel had been suggesting that we should have like a visual way of showing what the calendar looked like. It might make it, more tangible for people. In order to do that, we're thinking the best way to represent a calendar that had lunar months and solar years would be to use a spiral. So I made this spiral, and in it you can I've depicted in this spiral there's 65 rings representing 65 years, 65 cycles of the seasons, and starting from the middle you go in a counterclockwise way around. The rings sort of go around this way and get wider and wider as time goes by. Each year of 4 seasons. So this is the winter solstice, this is the spring equinox, this is the summer solstice, and this is the fall equinox. So within these rings you can barely make out these little hatch marks and everything. Those are the breaks between lunar months. So there are like 12.36 lunar months in each solar cycle. So this is like a blank version. You could make any kind of lunisolar calendar on this. You could draw the Jewish calendar on this. You could draw the Chinese calendar on this. But I've made one of the Islamic lunisolar calendar, in which Ramadan is the month that contains this line. So it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I can bring this a little bit closer. But you can see that for each, between each two hash marks that are in the same ring, that's a lunar month. And so whatever lunar month contains this line would be the month of Ramadan. And basically, so you have the 4 seasons, autumn, winter, spring, summer. These are the northern hemisphere seasons. And so as you go around the year, the months pass by. So in the strictly lunar calendar, I've got here the odd numbered months are shaded in and the even numbered months are not shaded in. The first month, Muharram, I have as black here, and the other months I just got as gray, so you can get a sense of how often the months go backwards through the seasons. So a person born when Muharram was starting after the winter solstice, with each year of their life, Muharram would go backwards through the seasons. So it would be going backwards through autumn, and then backwards through summer, backwards through spring, backwards through winter. And in 33 years, it would come back to where it was before. And then in this whole thing is showing 65 years. So in 65 years, it would go back to where it was when the person was born again. So twice they would see Muharram around the winter solstice. But you can see that it's rather disorienting in that none of the months is distinguished by the season that it's in. Every season has every month. And it sort of goes in a spiral, backward spiral. Mind you, time is going this way. But so every progressive year, the months are going backwards through the season. None of the months is particularly distinguished from any of the others. They're all sort of following the same pattern through the seasons over and over again. So with the lunisolar calendar, we still have in this diagram, the odd months are in black and the even months are in white. I didn't have to use gray for the other months. The months are all distinguished by the season that they're in. So they stay in place. They're not running around in a spiral around each other. And so you have Muharram, Safar, Rabi al-Awwal, Rabi al-Thani, Jumada al-Ula, Jumada al-Ukhra, Rajab, Sha'ban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. And the months are all within seasons. They sort of shift a little bit back and forth, but whenever they get too far back this way, then a leap month is added and it pushes them back forward again. Ramadan is always the month that contains the southward equinox. And Dhul Hijjah almost always contains the winter solstice. So what you have here also is the intercalary month, which is like a leap safar, the leap month, a leap safar, and I marked that in gray. And you can see it occurs very regularly. There's a pattern here which you can see sort of every 19 years it repeats. So you see this year right here, I'm putting my finger, Muharram, the black month, is starting just on the day of the winter solstice, and then 19 years later it's also starting on the day of the winter solstice. At 8 years it's starting right after, like the day after the winter solstice, so it's very close. But so there's a 19-year pattern, and within the 19 years you see each time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you see it in all the months. So you can see the effect of the leap month. The months go 1, 2, 3, and then push back. 1, 2, 3, then push back. 1, 2, 3, push back. 1, push back. And the leap month is in here. You see it follows a regular pattern. There's nothing arbitrary about this. It is simply the effect when you keep one of the months tied to one of these 4 dates in the solar year. I hope that makes that clear. And you see the benefit of a lunisolar calendar, and how it keeps the months in season. It's really beautiful. I find actually kind of, something you can stare at and study for a while. I will be including links to these diagrams in the description, and you can download this picture for yourself. And assalamu alaikum, until next time.